Oh, I like this one.
Menage.
Mm-hmm.
It's a goodie.
So many jokes at parties about this wine. Like every time everybody gets drunk.
Wait.
Because
Can I ask how old you are?
28.
Okay. Really? We're making jokes at this age?
I know. I'm
Boys?
just like, no, anyone in general.
Really?
Like women too. Like, oh, I love a good menage a trois. I'm like, ha. Okay, it's funny. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Oops. Oh my God, it is so hot in here.
It feels okay. I'm glad I didn't wear like
Gucci.
my signature like cardigan type of situation because I've been sweating all day.
Yeah, well, you look great.
Thank you.
Steph Rodriguez.
Yes,
welcome.
or Stephanie, but Steph, yeah.
You go by Steph.
I go by Steph.
But is Stephanie like your professional name?
No,
what?
Stephanie's my full name.
It's your birth government name.
Yes.
Okay, but Steph.
Steph. Everybody
Rodriguez.
calls me Steph. Yeah.
Okay, welcome to Adultish Whines.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm excited to be here.
I know. I'm excited to have you. So we met at the Women in Influence event.
Yes.
Right back in March.
Oh my God, it's been that long?
Yeah, because I think March is Women's Month, right? I don't know. I don't keep up with
it was
that, but I think that was the reason for the event.
Mm-hmm.
That was put on by Social Behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. I had a great time.
And we made great connections, like you and I, but others. I mean, it was really nice to get out there and
kind of network, right?
Network. The panel was so good.
It was.
How did you like it from being, you're a digital creator.
I'm a digital creator, but I also have
But you also are on the other side of that because you own a marketing and creative agency.
Yes.
Coffee Socials.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you take that? I mean, I took a lot of it from, they didn't talk specifically about podcasting, but like as being a content creator, digital creator.
Yeah.
You know, how did you find it when you're on both of those?
It's interesting to get insight from other women that are in my position as like someone who's working on the back end of it.
Yeah.
And then also me as a creator, just taking that for my own library of information. Because I put everything into practice that I learned. So it's like, okay, I hear this from this perspective is like what I can do with my company. And then I also hear it from what I could do if I really want to start creating content again, which I have zero time to do for myself.
So time consuming. Is that tree bothering you?
No. Is it like rubbing up against my hair? No, I didn't even feel it.
Okay, good. These damn fake trees. But I thought, sorry to get off track when I'll do that a lot. I know you've listened to the episodes.
It's fine.
But I tried to get a real plant and then it started to get like gnats and stuff. And I was like, I can't be having
what about
real plants in the studio.
If you do like a grower light, it's almost like it's getting sunlight. So maybe it
just sounds like a lot of work. And we're just talking about posting on your own feed and like, what in the hell do we have the time to do?
That's true.
Because I don't. I've been trying to post every day, actually, since that challenge. And I've fallen off, but I'm definitely like, took it more seriously and was like, yeah, I can do this.
I see you every time I open my Instagram. There you are. So I'm like,
well, on my podcast, definitely. Like, I am so consistent with my podcast, but it was my personal that was
okay. Gotcha.
Strug City a little bit, but yeah, I've gotten better.
I think so. I see you all the time, so
okay,
it's
good.
working.
Okay,
You're doing something.
Love.
I've tried, and then it was like, just kidding. Like I got busy. And
it happens. But I was browsing through your personal Instagram today, and girlfriend, you got some fire photos on there.
That's thanks to my business partner.
Okay,
in part because she knows how to pose very well. So she knows all my angles. She's been taking my photos for a long time.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm lucky to have her.
They were good. Like you were on like was it the back of a 4-wheeler or something?
Yeah, the 4-wheeler one.
Country life.
Yes, we had a great time. I had so much fun. I was like,
so cute.
This is the chance.
Were you there for a photo shoot or were you just hanging out?
No, our friend has a ranch.
Okay.
And we spent the weekend there and rode 4-wheelers and went to the Blue Lagoon and just kind of disconnected. It was really nice. And we just decided to do a little photo shoot. So everybody took photos.
I love it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I got to take advantage.
You got to take advantage. So you have a business partner with Coffee Socials?
Yeah.
So how long has that been
going?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I've been in the business for 8 years. So
in marketing.
I used to work under agencies, and I just kind of got tired of like working under a man that didn't really get it, and just the bad attitude. And then me and her had been speaking of going into business together because her degree is in photography.
Okay.
My degree is in marketing. And we've been friends for so long. We just seen each other through all the phases of the business and our jobs. So we always talk about it. And then one day, almost 3 years ago, I was like sitting with her. We were having wine like now. I was just talking, hanging out. And then we bring it up again, like, oh, you know, we should do it. And I was like, well, let's actually do it this time. Like, I'm ready to really give it my all and not work for anyone else anymore.
Yeah.
So let's do it and see what happens.
How scary.
I know. But I didn't quit my job right away.
Okay.
I stayed. And when it got too much, then I kind of was like, I need to decide what to do type thing. And then we've been doing it full time ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had to like really see some progress or some consistent clients to make that leap? And then do you feel like I hear that once you kind of like leave the thing that's maybe been holding you back or whatever, like take that chance, like you really skyrocket.
Yeah. For me, I'm a Capricorn. Okay.
Oh,
so
me too.
I need my little security just in case when it comes to financial things.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to give it this first year and not quit and see what happens. So in the meantime, I was splitting like my time 50-50 between my day job and then our agency.
Okay.
And, you know, we started picking up clients, started picking up interest from other people, getting like one-offs, like branding sessions. And I was like, okay, so if we really put all our energy behind this and our money, we can grow. It was just a matter of testing the waters. There's so many people doing what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't good, but because they have XYZ connections, they get more clients quicker or money quicker. And for us, I love this so much that I wanted to do it the right way. So I'd rather walk than run and just take it one day at a time while still being smart and trying to get more clients. So definitely wasn't like, okay, I'm dropping everything. Because even after we were in business for a year, I went to another agency. And honestly, it was a way for me to continue to grow and learn more on the advertising side of marketing. So it was valuable. It wasn't for me at the end of the day. So I did end up leaving there. And then we've been doing the agency full time. And it's been going great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have, how did you get clients?
Most of it is word of mouth.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been doing marketing and I also have my portrait page
I saw that
for years now. So I've gotten a lot of awesome opportunities as a photographer alone. Like I worked with Chase during the pandemic. Did some videos and photos for them. I've worked with Ulta, things like that. I've had some connections established because I've done some big work in the past. And some people that, you know, I've done portraits for, they have businesses. They'll be like, hey, can you do XYZ? And I'm like, well, that kind of work is through my agency. Like it's a lot more work than doing a 1 or 2 hour portrait session. So we'll have people that come to me that I've worked with. She'll have people that will come to us that she's worked with doing portraits as well. And then our clients will, you know, send people our way that are happy with our work. And then other stuff will be just ads or people that find us through just searching online.
And it just kind of flows.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. Word of mouth is, I mean, that's great. That's how I get a lot of my guests. Well, I guess they're people I meet in real life or people that will, the Nightcap, which I think you've been on as well.
Yeah,
right?
we've been on Nightcap.
Yeah. So I love Caroline and the whole team over there. But a lot of guests that I'll be on the couch with, you know, will exchange social medias and they're like, oh, you have a podcast? Like, I want to be on, you know, and like, which is exciting. And then they even follow up more like, hey, I saw your stuff. Like, I would love to, you know, which is like when people are kind of looking for you or like not sought after. I'm not sought after. But when people are like, hey, I like what you do. It looks like quality and I want to be involved with that.
Exactly.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Because it shows to you that people can see the effort and the quality that's behind your work. So that's always a great feeling, right?
Yeah. I saw you did something recently with some firemen.
Oh my God, yeah.
Tell me about that.
That was hilarious.
It was for a restaurant, one of your clients, right?
Yeah, it was for one of our clients. So that client is interesting. He's always keeping us on our toes, but we were there that day to just have a catch-up meeting. We like meet monthly. And then, he'll inform us, okay, we're doing this next. We got to promote this. So we were having our regular meeting. We'd also gone to get some new content. And then we're sitting and we're like, oh yeah, let's do this video today. And he's like, well, how are we going to get this water? And so we're like, what about like the firefighters? Didn't you say like you fed them before? Like, well, how about we just bribe them with some tacos and they'll let us do the video? So he's like, no, I don't think so. And then he's like, you're going to have to convince them. Like, you guys are going to have to talk to them. Like, well, they're not on social media. We can't just call a random fire station. Yeah. So we're just going to have to go down there with the tacos.
But that's what people do. Well, at least back in LA where I'm from, like you would go like, thanks for being a firefighter. Here's some cupcakes. Here's some cookies. Like that's a normal thing to do.
Here, you don't see that often.
Oh, you don't do that here?
I mean, people do it, but most of the time, like food will go to waste if there's like leftover food, for example. Like they're not just like giving it away. I just feel like some business owners, everybody's different. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can definitely see that happening in LA. Yeah. Because I spent 2 months there and it's like totally different crowd. Yeah. But yeah, so we end up going to the fire station. We like bring the tacos first, and then it's like, hey, can we shoot this video? Like, this is the idea. Blah, 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 blah. The firefighter looks at us like, let me go talk to my head guy. I'll be right back. And then he comes out. And he's like, what are y'all doing? Like, what do you want to do? So we show him the video. He's like, I mean, we can't spray you down with the hose that's attached to the truck, but we have a regular one and we have some buckets. And we were like, okay, let's make it happen. So we set it up. We do a test run just to see how the light looked and, where the water was going to kind of land depending on where they were standing. And then we went for it. But guess what? Our mic did not pick up the sound at all.
No way.
Like right away. I don't know if it was just like not connected all the way or the water destroyed it on contact, but we weren't able to pick up the sound. Thankfully, we were recording some behind the scenes. So that video, we spliced the sound from that video to make the video happen because we only had one take.
Wouldn't have known.
Yeah, we only had one take. And I was like,
because he's going to be all wet. You can't
redo it. There's no going back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So smart that you had that backup.
Yeah. So thankfully, we were getting some behind the scenes. Otherwise, that would have been a disaster. But yeah, that's how we bribed them into doing the video. They were happy with it. And we tagged them. We were like, you guys should definitely get on social media. Like this would have been a fun collab to give some publicity to the fire department in some way. But, yeah.
I mean, just for like a fun.
Yeah, like a fun video.
Anyway. Oh my God, they were so funny. Like two of them looked like they were like into it, and then one guy was like,
yeah, he was like, I just want to get down. It was the first guy, and then the other two were like kind of giggling, but he was like, I don't know how I got roped into doing it.
Yeah, because especially like, is fireman blue collar, right? Like blue collar worker, like
I think so.
Well, they're just like, we have better things that we can be doing, and also like probably taking a nap too, because. Like, I don't need to be helping with your social media thing. But they look like good sports.
Yeah, they were
and they
cool.
got tacos.
Yeah, they got tacos out of it.
And they were kind of cute.
And yes, we got a lot of comments like, oh, the one with the mustache. I didn't even ask him his name, but everybody's asking about him if he's single on TikTok, on our Instagram.
The guy on the left.
On the left. The first guy.
Yeah.
Okay. He was cool. He was nice too. They were all super nice. Respectfully good looking.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're single. If we see them again, I will ask.
You might need to do like a little follow-up and offer your services. I mean, are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
Not your services in that way, by the way. I meant like your social media services because you brought But you could make it a series.
That would be fun to do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I meant by services, to make that very clear.
We're going to talk to our client. Maybe it's something we could do. It would be fun to do more stuff with them.
And I could just pop by.
You could be in a video. We need more people, so I'll let you know next time the one that you liked is on there.
Keep me posted. Always down to try something new.
Are you single?
I am so single.
How's that going?
No. Tell me how you're in a relationship. This is about you. How long have you been in a relationship?
Oh, okay. This year it'll be 3 years.
Okay.
And
oh wow, so kind of you started a business and a relationship kind of at the same time.
Yeah, when you think about it, yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't even think about it like that. That's very true. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, those are
interesting.
two big like life events.
And we moved in together around the same time.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Wait, no. Because I had already started the business before we moved in together. But anyways, it was all around the same time.
Okay, how did you meet?
We actually went to high school together.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. He was
cute, but also I hate you. You know?
We're technically not high school sweethearts, okay? We're not dating high school. He was like my best guy friend, and I was like always around him, always hanging out, but I did not want to date him. When we first met, I was just like, oh, you're my guy friend. Like, I'm not trying to ruin our friendship if it goes south.
Really? So you could have been interested, but it's because you didn't want to ruin the friendship if it didn't work out romantically?
Yeah. And we were also like teenagers. Like, honestly, when I was in high school, my mind was like not interested in dating. I was more, okay, what am I going to do after I graduate? Like, what school am I going to?
Okay.
What's the next step? And I don't know if that's my Capricorn speaking out, but I just was not, like, everyone was, like, on their fifth boyfriend, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'm just going to go home and take a nap type thing. You know what I mean?
I didn't really date in high school at all either. I don't know if I was so concentrated on my life, but I can totally relate with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so high school, you knew him in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you guys reconnect?
So
Or you stayed friends this whole time?
No. So high school, we graduate, we go our separate ways basically. Like we kind of stayed in touch here and there, but he was dating someone. Then I started dating somebody, and then we reconnect like 3 years after high school.
Okay.
Excuse me. Oh my God, wine. 3 years after high school, and we kind of give it a shot, but it was like a 7-month thing.
Okay.
Because
short-lived.
Yeah, it was short-lived. I was like still on my, okay, I know where I'm going, or I know what I want to do at least. And he was still, figuring it out. And I just, in that moment, I was like, I don't want to be held back, or I don't want to be in a position that's going to hold me back. So I was like, with all like the sadness in my heart, I was like, I can't be with you right now because you just don't seem like you know where you're going or what you want to do next, and you're like complacent. So I was like, maybe later or maybe not. I don't know, but just not right now type of thing.
Wow.
And we literally cried on the phone and ended it, and it was not fun. But after that, we kind of kept our distance, dated other people, and then we reconnected almost 3 years ago and got back together, and we were like, okay, we're gonna give it like a serious shot.
Wow.
And we've been together ever since.
So when you two reconnected again 3 years ago, because I know that you said you kind of did the breaking up with, and you were like, you're not in the place of someone who I want to date. Did he kind of come back and was like, hey, I'm doing this now, I'm the person, like more of the person that you're looking for, and like that kind of thing? Because I do think timing is everything, and I hear of a lot of people who like date 10 15 years ago, and it kind of and then they start again. So.
Yeah, for me, I think he didn't like tell me, but I saw it.
Okay.
So like he was in a different place in his career, also more mature as a man. Focus on different things that when we were 21 it was like day and night, you know what I mean? So for me, it was like, oh, wow, okay. Like, one day we were just like texting randomly because we would check in on each other, see how the other was. And we were like, hey, let's hang out by the pool. I'll come over. We can eat, have some wine, whatever, just hang out, casual, nothing like, and he just like caught me up on everything that had been going on with him. And I was like, okay. And then I went home and I'm like, damn, I really miss him. Like, this is like my best friend. And I was like, should I try to see what happens or whatever? And then when I brought it up to him in conversation, he was like, if we do this, there's no going back. Like, if we break up, we will never speak to each other again.
Chills.
And I was like, I guess we'll give it a shot, like a fair shot. And he's honestly my best friend.
Aww, that's so sweet. Like that.
No, I'm kidding. I'm like, PMS, don't make me cry.
Oh my God, girl, me too. Me too.
Seriously, it's horrible.
I use the Flow app, and it's like, you might be feeling extra sensitive.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, rude.
But it's accurate, isn't it?
I know it is, but then another one's like, pull out your leggings today. I'm like, bitch, that's excessive. You know what I mean? It's a little creative way to be like, you are bloating up at this moment. But it's so accurate. No, thank God for that. Yeah. Okay, so reconnected. I love that.
Yeah.
And probably when you were 21, like even if you would have continued dating, like because those gut feelings, like you said, they probably just wouldn't have
worked out. Yeah.
Which it didn't, but like if you gave it, the really serious try. So timing is everything.
Yeah, I feel like if we would have stayed together, we would have broken up and probably not even remained friends or friendly in any shape or form.
Yeah, so. But you guys had like real love for each other to kind of, stop it where it was when you knew it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I have a bug bite that I just...
Dude.
Girl.
You can't see it anymore, but my arms, my feet, my legs, after the wedding, because we were in and out, and the ceremony was outside, I am a disaster. They're so disrespectful. They're so disrespectful.
Oh my God. So at 18, you were like, let's call you old enough in your head to be like, no, I'm not really interested in dating. I want to like graduate and succeed in life. Then at 21, you were dating. You're like, you're not really doing it for me. Like that way.
Yeah.
How did you get there? Like, what was your, like, being raised like? Like, how were you so steadfast and, like, maybe career motivated or, focused on, like, doing the best and, like, being successful and things like that? Because I don't know that many 18-year-olds
think that
or
way.
21 even year olds, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you were still out partying and having a good time, but, like, probably most people are a little bit more casual thinking.
Yeah, I think in part it has to do with the way my mom raised me. I always saw her like working, dedicated to her career, but she also like obviously made time for us. And I just feel like that, and seeing her and my stepdad sacrifice so much to bring us to this country. It's almost like it was embedded in me that I needed to be focused and do good for myself. And not even to necessarily take care of them later on, but just to make sure that I was okay.
Yeah.
So I think seeing her, see my stepdad, also see my dad and how dedicated he's been to his career. It's like, to me, it was like, I'm just not worried about any of those things. Like, I was more excited to graduate and, like start a job or go to college or figure out, what I was actually going to do or what I didn't like to do type thing.
Yeah.
So it is weird when I think about it. Like everyone else was like partying every weekend or I don't know, going to Austin. I don't even know what they were doing. You know what I mean? But here I am going to Home Depot to work, so I could get some money, save up for a car. And I got my car. And then I got an internship and I started doing some freelance and it just took off from there. So seeing your family, your mom, stepdad, and dad, but also you kind of had to, because for me, I was working in Washington State at age 14. You can work. Oh, wow. So I was working at age 14. Like I had to work. Right.
It wasn't just like a cute little summer job. It was
like not an option.
No. You're 14. Like go work, use your money for your things, like paid for a lot of my bills, and so like I quit volleyball in high school later on because I had to work instead, like
gotcha.
That's why I was so focused at not really dating and kind of interested in being like, I wanted to be the girl who was having fun and at the parties, and I would be there, and then I would just be like, I gotta work tomorrow, like that kind of thing. That's
crazy at 14.
Yeah.
I don't even think that I thought about working at that age, but I don't think that my mom wanted me to work.
Well, and I think that there's definitely a balance, right? Like, yeah. And obviously you can breed such success out of instilling hard work and, no, you got to work for this. Like you said, you were saving for a car, and rather than it being, given to you. And I think that there's so much to be said for that.
Right.
But definitely a balance. Like I wish I could have had more kid time, more hangout time, more fuck off time.
Yeah, I agree with you. When it comes to that, I think that I did enjoy to an extent having that, but at the same time, it was like, I'm the oldest. So like, okay, how are your grades? Or what are you going to do after you graduate? Or, oh, you can't be staying out late because you have school tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was like, I did have my fun, but I was also always pushed to like the more serious side. And I feel like that's also shaped who I am now. Like, I know how to have a good time. Trust me. I can let loose, but there's always that voice in the back of my head like, okay, you can't like lose control because you have to take care of business at the end of the day. Like, you have money to make, you have people to respond to. Even if you're not responding to a boss, it's still responding to, you know, my clients. And
maybe it even means more that it's your own thing.
Yes.
At this point.
Yeah. It's even crazier, I would say, than working under somebody.
Yeah.
A big company, for sure.
Okay. And then how many siblings do you have? You're the oldest of how many?
Oh, God. I'm the oldest of three on my mom's side, but I'm like somewhere in the middle. My dad has 14 kids.
Yikes!
Yeah, he's a musician, so don't be surprised. So yeah, I'm like somewhere in the middle. I have a sister in Paris, one in London, a bunch in Cuba, and one in Mexico, and we're just all like scattered, and it's mostly girls. Like, there's one boy, and everyone else is girls.
Get out!
Yeah.
Are you in communication with them all?
No, it's hard to keep up with everybody. I'm in communication with like 5 of them, I think.
Okay.
Everyone else is kind of like I never even met in person. So I have no idea. Like,
that is crazy.
Yeah.
So you have 16 siblings.
Yeah.
Half are full in some capacity.
I guess. Yeah, because my mom, yeah.
2 with 2 of your mom, but with your dad?
No.
Are you the only one of your mom and dad?
Yes, I'm the only one.
Okay, so you have 16 half siblings.
Basically.
Damn, Gina.
It's insane.
Wow. I wish you knew all of them. How fun.
That would be interesting, right?
Oh my God.
I wish I did too, honestly, sometimes. Yeah, 16 in total. And it's so hard to keep up with everybody. And
I'm sure. I mean, I don't even think I have 16 friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, I definitely have 16 like friendly people or acquaintances, but like 16 people that I like talk to daily or every other day. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What's your relationship like with your dad?
We honestly were not in touch much until, oh my God, I lost count, since 2017. So before then, like, we would speak on the phone and everything, but I hadn't seen him in person in years. He's in Mexico. We're here. Yeah. I wasn't prioritizing like getting my passport to travel like that. And finally, like, after a horrible breakup in 2017, my aunt, she gets me a ticket to go to Mexico because they were trying to force me to get married. Okay. I was like, I'm not marrying this psycho. I'm not doing it. Was? My parents, they were like, you're engaged. Like, I had gotten proposed to. I said yes. I was, I had a horrible lapse in judgment.
Whoa. Back it up. Okay. You were dating someone that you met in life, or it was an arranged setup?
No, I met him.
Okay, you met somebody. Yeah. And he proposed to you. Mm-hmm. You accepted. Mm-hmm. And your family, your mom and aunt?
My mom and my stepdad.
Stepdad were really loving it.
Yeah.
They really wanted you to marry this guy. Okay. Why did you not want to? Like, how did that, come to fruition? And why did they want you to still?
I didn't want to because he was psycho.
Did they know he was psycho, or were you holding it from them?
I held it from them for a little bit, but then they knew. And they were like, well, I guess because I've been with him for a while and he proposed, I don't know. I think in Cuba, like, people get married so young.
Your stepdad and mom are, and you're Cuban.
Yeah, I'm Cuban.
Okay, so they're both Cuban as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're tracking. We're following. Okay.
So I think because I'd been with him for some time and he proposed, they were like, well, give it a shot. And they were like, literally like trying over here taking me like wedding dress shopping. And I was like, not about it at all. So I didn't want to marry him because, like I said, he was psycho. He was emotionally abusive, manipulative. All of these things that I was just like, what the fuck can I curse?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, obviously, like, I didn't have my wits about me. And I also probably didn't have the experience to be dealing with somebody like that.
Okay.
So I was, I just went ahead and I was like, here's your ring back. Leave me alone. But he wouldn't. So he stalked me for like 2-3 weeks and I threatened to call the cops and he finally left me alone. But, he would still try to like find a way to call me, text me, contact me. And it was like so traumatizing. So like I said, since they were trying to force me to marry this guy, my aunt, thank God for her. She was like, she calls me like, hey, I heard what's going on. Do you need to like leave town? And I was like, I need to go. And she's like, why don't you just let me get you a flight to Mexico, go be with your dad. And so that's the first time I'd seen him in years.
Oh my God.
And all of that was going on. So it was like the weirdest way to reconnect, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was also something that came like as a blessing in disguise. Like I left for about a month and oh my God, it was amazing. Like it was like I was reborn in a way. Like the energy around me changed. I felt so heavy before I left with everything that was going on. And when I came back, I felt so light, so ready to continue my life apart from that. So that's how I reconnected with him in 2017. I actually got a tattoo, but I don't know why I didn't get the year. It was just like the month and the date.
Okay.
But whatever. I'll remember the year. Doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So was your dad supportive of you? Like obviously you were kind of healing from a situation or trying to get away from a situation. He was supportive.
Yeah, he was. He was like, what happened? You can talk to me about anything. At first I was kind of like,
that's weird.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken like that in a long time, if ever. So it was a little strange, but being there for a whole month, we ended up speaking. We ended up drinking. We got drunk, had a bunch of tequila one day, and I just told him everything.
I feel like I've seen this in a movie. You know
Probably.
what I mean? I feel like I've seen this in a movie. Like,
I think there
girl
is.
and dad are estranged. Girl visits dad. Mom's having a breakdown.
There is
Girl
one.
and dad become best friends.
There is. I don't remember, but they go on a cruise. I've seen this movie actually. If I find it, I will send it to you. But yeah, it was kind of like that. I end up. That was my first time in Mexico City, and now I've been going for years, and I love it. So he shows me around the city. We go eat, we go drink. He's a musician, so he would take me to his shows with him, and obviously I would meet people, and it was a great time. Honestly, the weirdest way to reconnect with him, but it was a great way to do it as well. So
that is such a cool story, and I'm happy that it turned out positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It could have turned out worse. So thank God it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, in this movie in my head, it's like dad kind of fucks off for a while daughter's in town, and she's like, I'm here. This is your chance.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so, and you're in touch with some of your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, maybe the ones you mentioned, the one who lives in Paris, Mexico.
In London.
Cuba. London. That is amazing.
Yeah. You
have connections everywhere.
I know, and I'm like, I need to just...
You absolutely do.
Just go. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'm trying to make time to go visit.
Yeah.
Especially in London, because I heard it rains all the time, and I love rainy days. So...
I mean, you live in Houston, so you're good.
Not the Houston
you
rainy
like
day.
Too, or?
No.
London's great. I've been there.
Okay.
Been to London, been to Paris. Quickly for both. Actually, right before the pandemic, too. We almost got stuck there.
Oh, my God.
But,
that would have been horrible. But also kind of
it was like,
right?
could have been cool, but like also like 4 girls in a flat with like no toilet paper. Like, I don't know. Just...
That would have ended ugly.
I did actually want to be at home.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like being in a foreign country when like when you're sick or something, it's like all you want to do is be in your own bed. So it's like, what if I got stuck in Paris for months?
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of scary when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like being
don't know my way around, don't know anyone. But anyway, it worked out.
Still fun. I would have loved. Honestly, I would have been.
Oh, it would have been an experience.
stuck.
It would have been an experience for sure. Okay, so when did you move here from Cuba?
We moved here in 2004. So
Okay.
I've been here ever since. My parents didn't want to live in Miami, where everybody who's Cuban is.
Yeah.
So they were like, we want to be in Houston, and you can pick where you want to be. And the reason
You can pick where you want to be.
yes, to a certain extent, like they allow you, like I think it's like 5 different states where you can pick to live. Obviously, most Cubans want to go to Miami because they want to be around other Cubans.
Okay.
But they didn't want to be around other Cubans because it's like being in Cuba, and just a lot of people keep that island mentality, and you can't live like we live in Cuba here, because here is too fast paced. It's all about the money. The culture is completely different, and if you don't really focus on establishing yourself, you're gonna get left behind, basically.
Oh.
So like in Cuba, it's more relaxed. Like you could go to lunch for 2-3 hours and then come back to work.
Okay.
It's kind of like Europe, basically. Yeah. So, but here it's like not the same at all. You know, you don't get a whole month of summer vacation and still get paid or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. So we came here in 2004. We actually lived not too far from here. And then we moved to Katy, where we got a house, and I grew up in Katy.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that? How was the difference? So how old were you?
I was 8 when we got here. It was interesting, actually. When I got here, I didn't know where the heck we were going. I just know we got on the plane.
Yeah.
And that was that, you know.
Oh my God, you said bye to your little friends.
Yeah. I said bye to my friends. I said bye to my dad because he was still in Cuba at the time. Said bye to my uncles, everybody. And I think in my mind, because I was still so young, I didn't realize that it was like bye for forever, basically, unless I get on the plane and come back to visit.
Right.
So when we got here, I remember, I'll never forget, we get to Bush we first landed in Miami, and we were there for a night at a hotel.
Okay.
And then our flight the next morning was to here. So we get to Bush, and I was just like, where the fuck are we? Like, it looked, everything's so big and foreign and not familiar. So all I could do was like, okay, I gotta look for my stepdad. I gotta find him in the crowd. So I'm like looking. Your
stepdad was here already?
He was already here, yeah. Because the reason that we come here is because he was an activist.
Okay.
So he was an activist, a journalist, and he basically was being persecuted by the government.
Oh my God, chills.
Because obviously it's
the Cuban government.
The Cuban government, obviously it's a communist country. Yeah. A lot of control over any and everything, and he
had to leave.
He had to leave. He was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna hold my tongue. I'm gonna keep sending to the Miami Herald everything that's going on in the island that y'all are trying to hide. So
don't make me cry.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
So they started like literally sending the police, like there would be a cop outside of his house watching every move. And so when it would be July, which is like our independence celebration time, they would always be like watching him. It's like, if you go out, you cannot go out on the street. If you go out, we will arrest you. And they could do anything after they arrest you.
Yeah.
So he had tried to leave so many times, like swimming. He had tried to swim out, and then also like the articles and like speaking out, they were just like tired of him, basically. And he actually went to the consulate in Switzerland, to the Switzerland embassy in Cuba.
Okay.
And that's where you can basically say, hey, I'm being persecuted by the Cuban government. I need to get out of here. And they allow you to obviously take your close family members that you want to take with you. And that's how we get here. So we get here, find him at the airport finally, and that's kind of how everything started. And
whirlwind.
Yes. Insane when you think about it. I had no idea these things were happening. Like now that I'm an adult and we've sat and talked and he's told me things that I had no idea about, I'm like, it all makes sense.
I'm so glad you took the opportunity, and hopefully you continue to, and take that time to talk to him and both of your parents and your dad too. But like, I regret that so much with my grandparents. Like, they're both have passed away now, but like my grandpa was a World War II vet. Wow. He survived Pearl Harbor, and I know nothing. I mean, I was so young, but oh my gosh, that's so important. And how else are we going to know that information and the true information if we don't hear it from the source?
Exactly. Because I had no idea like that he'd been arrested and they beat him up, kept him in jail for 2-3 months at a time. And
how scary.
Yes. I had no idea. Like we literally had this conversation, I want to say maybe 2-3 years ago. We drink, we're Cuban, okay? Yeah. There was rum flowing. We were having dinner.
So rum's your drink of choice.
I love rum, but it has to be good rum. I don't drink just any rum. Like Crown is okay, but like I'm going to bring you a bottle when I go to Mexico. Okay. Remind me.
Okay.
Of actual Cuban rum. Okay. And it's super smooth. You will not get a hangover no matter how much you drink. I don't remember
the last time I consumed rum.
What?
Yeah.
Even mixed in a cocktail. I think you would like it, actually. It's really good, really smooth. I don't know how to describe it, but it's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So, yeah. So that's how we end up having the conversation. And him just telling me all these things even made me want to sit him down when he's available to just document.
Oh, you should. You should do some sort of video diary or something. Yeah. Especially with your background, like, you know.
So I want to do that. But it's insane to hear, like, all those stories. Like, people would have no idea that that's a reason to even end up in this country. They think that, you know, most Cubans swim or are on a raft, but that's not 100% true. There's people that just kind of get the chance to escape, basically. Because they are speaking out against the wrong things that the government's doing, and they get lucky and end up here or in Spain or in Italy or somewhere in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how scared he was, like, having had the opportunity to leave, having to leave his family behind for a temporary amount of time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that feeling.
Yeah, I can't either. And especially because when he left us to come here, my brother was only 1, and it was his one and only child. So
wow.
I'm sure there was a time when he was like, I hope everything works out and like they can come with no issue. And thankfully, you know, nothing happened. We were there for a year after he came, and then he was able to save up money and bring us here. And then we've been here ever since. So I'm technically a Texas girl, even though.
Yeah. Since 8 years old. I mean, 20
I'm
years.
A Texas girl. Yeah, 20 years, basically.
You're a Houston Cuban.
I'm a Houston Cuban.
Texas Cuban. Texan Cuban.
Cuban Texan.
Whoa. That's crazy. Yeah.
You're like, what do I say next?
No. I was going to say that recently, maybe a year. Oh, gosh. It's been over a year because I was not in this apartment. I went on a date with a guy. Mm-hmm. He was Cuban. He is Cuban. I think he's still alive. I'm saying it like he's in the past tense.
He was Cuban.
But he was, I mean, chef's kiss. Like I was like, oh my God, this man is gorgeous. Like so good looking. We ended up meeting for coffee. I did not know that he had just got here.
From Cuba.
Oh
my God.
He spoke no English.
How did you communicate with him?
I know a little bit of Spanish.
Okay.
So I can comprehend a lot. And then my speech is like not very good. But there was some Google translating in there.
Okay.
I just couldn't leave the man. Like I was like, I felt terrible. Like, you know, like I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
So I was meeting a girlfriend for dinner afterwards. I was like, oh, you know, let's meet after this date. And I was supposed to meet her I was like, oh, I won't be there, you know, longer than I think an hour or something. Mm-hmm. And so I like was looking at my phone at Google Translate, and she's like, hello, are you coming? Like, what's going on? Or should I leave? Am I meeting you there? What's going on? I was like, I'm still on this date, you know? And she's like, okay, like how much longer? I'm like, okay, maybe 30 minutes, you know? And so I get there and she's like, how was the date? Must be good. You kept extending your time. And I was like, it was actually so bad.
Oh my God.
I could not leave this man. I felt
terrible.
Bad. But he told me the story in his very broken English about how he survived the swim. He literally swam and told me about like, you know, their bus at one point like got shaken down by the police, and like he was like had hidden his valuables in his jacket because they made them all strip down, and how it was, you know, like the scariest moment of his life. And he's telling me all the story. I can't be like, okay, I'm gonna go get a martini at Mastro's. Like, I need to stay and hear the story.
Right? You felt bad. Like, I can't believe that you're telling me this, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, see you later.
Well, and I just love. I mean, hello, look at what I do, but like, I love to hear about people's life and stories, and so That's so crazy.
Well, if he had spoken English, then you might have gotten to know the Cuban culture a little bit.
Yeah, so at Mastro's that night, because that is really where we went, you know, I guess my friend had already made friends with like a couple ladies at the bar. And so they were like, oh, we heard you were on a date. You know, I told them all about it. And they were like, girl, Cubans are crazy. Like, watch out. You know, but like a good time, but like crazy.
Be careful.
I was like,
yeah.
I'm not going to see him again, but I just wanted to be nice.
Yeah. Cuban guys are a lot.
You know what, though? Guys are a lot in every single...
That's very true. Very true.
Race, culture, nationality.
Religion.
People be crazy out here. Anyone who is on the streets, which is everyone, is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm crazy too, I'll say. But like more controlled.
Exactly. So it's a little bit different.
How do you manage, well, being in a relationship, having this huge ass family, and kind of disjointed, mental health, you have social media that you consume as a consumer, but then it's also your job. How do you balance life? Actually, I just talked to somebody her episode's going to be out, I think, before yours. And she called it, it's balancing is impossible. I call it harmonizing. I thought that was really nice. Like,
that's a good
it's
way to
never,
put it.
nothing is ever going to be balanced, but as long as it can be harmony.
Coexist.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you asked me that, because lately I've been more intentional about it. Like, for example, my mental health is great right now.
Okay.
But there was a time when I was like, what am I doing? Where am I going? And I would see all these people on my Instagram feed, or people that are in my same career field. And I was like, why am I not taking those leaps for myself that these people are doing? So there was a time where like consuming, working, and, you know, seeing that for my personal self aside from work, it was like not the best. So what I used to do is like just put the phone to the side after work, no phone. But now that I'm basically submerged in it, for lack of a better term, I just try to put my phone on Do Not Disturb after like 7 p.m. And I'm considering moving it up to 5, because technically we close at 5, but people still bother you after the fact.
Really?
Yes. So we'll get
like... Oh, no, I'm not surprised that people reach out. I'm surprised that you would be able to mentally put your phone on Do Not Disturb at 5.
I have to. Honestly, technically, no, I can't. I'm like, okay, let me check. Like, am I missing anything? Is there anything that wasn't finished? But for my sake, I do have to, because otherwise people feel like they can just text and email at all hours of the night. And I love my clients. That's why I work with them. But at the same time, I still need my space. And if I'm here replying to every text and email, no matter what time of the night, they're going to feel like there's no boundary and they can just 100%. Chime in whenever. And I'm a Capricorn. I always say I'm a Capricorn. I don't like to be bothered. Like, I do my job very well done. I give it my all. And then when it's time for me, I need to have my space. So that's what I've been doing lately. Put my phone on Do Not Disturb, or turn off my notifications altogether. Yeah. There was one time last month when I just put my phone on airplane mode, because I couldn't. It was a very stressful week. Okay. So I was like,
you just couldn't intake anymore.
I couldn't. I was overwhelmed. I was anxious. I kept like thinking of everything that we had to do the rest of the weekend. I just looked at my phone and airplane mode, and just put it off to the side, watched a movie, drank some wine, made dinner. And it was a great way to continue the week. But I think that the best way I can describe it now is just, even if it's difficult, because I'm so in depth with the social media space and I work off of my phone or my iPad, there has to be like a moment where I'm telling myself and remind myself, hey, this is a cutoff point. Don't respond. If it's not urgent, there's no need to chime in or say anything at all.
That's so smart.
It'll be there tomorrow, and tomorrow is a new day of work. But right now, you need to rest. Yeah. So
I like that.
And when it comes to the family stuff or like my personal relationships, I've also been doing the same, because my mom, I help her with her catering business.
Okay.
So there's times when we're together, but we're working. And then there's times when I'm spending time with her or with the family and I get like all the emails and all the texts. And so I'm just like, what do? I feel horrible like picking up my phone and responding to a text or an email when I'm supposed to be spending time with them or with my boyfriend or with his family or my best friends. So the best thing I've done, even though there's a little voice in my head that still feels a little guilty, is just putting it on Do Not Disturb.
I don't think you should feel guilty about.
It's the workaholic in me.
Yeah, but picture this. You're not going to be able to keep working so hard and being so successful if you get burnout.
Exactly. So that's another thing that always pops in my head is like, I can't be burnt out and perform at my best. I have to rest mentally and physically. So yeah, that's what I've been.
And social media, period, can be overwhelming. Like I said, as a consumer. And then you live and work in it.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Okay. So just DND, Do Not Disturb.
And it's great, honestly.
Yeah. I've been doing I've been getting better at that part of things. I guess I do put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I need to. Like if I'm editing a podcast episode and I'm like on a time crunch, I'm like, oh, I cannot be bothered. I will do that. But I don't have the demand of your job. Yeah. You know, like my day job is really 7 to 4. Sometimes I have meetings outside of hours, but like I can, unless it's urgent. And I don't even check my work email and
that's great
when I'm not
getting to just click.
Yeah. Know? But my DMs for the podcast, those be going. And they pile up and it's like, so what I've chosen to do is if I can't get to it, I won't open it because then I'll be reminded, you know, you have 12 messages, like go respond and then go answer. But I just keep adding to this to-do list on my phone, which honestly is very helpful. And maybe it seems like crazy for some people, but I just keep adding, I just add to a to-do list. And if I don't finish it, it gets moved to the next day. And like, I know what needs to be finished that day, you know? But it's hard.
Yeah. Speaking of to-do list, the biggest thing that's honestly helped me not be as overwhelmed and find that balance of rest versus family time versus, oh, I got to work out or have Pilates, whatever the case might be, has been having a planner. I always was like, planners are such bullshit. A physical planner. I used to be like, planners are such bullshit. Like,
I love a planner.
You know? And then during the pandemic, I got a planner and my life has been completely different ever since.
So do you carry the planner with you everywhere?
Pretty much. Anywhere that I'm working, I have my planner with me. Right now, I actually need to get a new one.
Okay.
But I take my planner everywhere. And any important notes, or if we're working on an ad campaign, or we're filming something big, anything, even family stuff, I will put it on there. And I'm like, okay, this day I'm doing this. I can't schedule that. No work, no filming.
Do you put it in your phone calendar too?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So like kind of simultaneously.
Okay. Yeah. So I can remember. And sometimes if I don't flip through it, at least I'll have it on my phone one. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we have this. And I'll set like little reminders or like my to-do list.
Okay.
Life-changing.
Life-changing.
For me.
Yeah. No, it's been really helpful.
Yeah, because I have so many thoughts and things, and I will definitely forget. So
I'm laughing because many months ago I was having severe anxiety just about life, and like I just kind of, how you said, where I am, what am I doing, what's my purpose?
Yeah.
And I was feeling very out of control, and I said to my therapist, I just want to be the person who wakes up and, you know, drinks lemon water. I just want lemons. Like, and she's like, okay, you know, telling me through.
Like, what do you mean?
So for weeks on end, she's like, did you go to the store and get lemons? And I was like, no, I got food, but I forgot lemons, you know? And like the next week she'd be like, have you had your lemon water? I'm like, no, I haven't. And then one week I remembered the lemons and I drank the lemon water. And I told her, you know, I was like, before you ask, I got lemons, I drank lemon water, and all my problems are gone, you know? And she's like, okay, good. And then, I mean, I still, of course, was like suffering with this anxiety and stress for months. And then I don't know what clicked, but something clicked, and I just started feeling genuinely at peace, calm, organized, whatever it was. And so a few weeks into me feeling that way, you know, she's like, have you had any urge to go get lemons, you know? And I was like, No, not a single fucking urge. She's like, what was it about the lemons? And I was like, it just, like, that to me is like the start of a day of a healthy person's routine. I know that's great for you. And it's just like, why can't I start my day with that? And I was like, but it wasn't about the lemons. And it reminds me of that movie, The Breakup. Like,
oh my God,
it's not about the lemons, but it's about like the start to your day. Like, for some people, maybe it's making the bed. For some people, it's tongue scraping, your mantras, your affirmations and stuff like that. So I laugh because it's like, it was never about the lemons. And I've literally not bought a lemon since. Oh my God. But I've had like this string of like, I don't even know, 6 months where I've just been like,
that's awesome.
Calm. And what will be, will be.
Yeah.
And not mean to myself. That was a big thing. I was mean to myself. Like, you know.
I've been there. I feel like when I'm stressed, I'm mean to myself. Yeah. And like my anxiety is like just like so much. Like I used to have the time. I feel like the thing about the lemons and the lemon water is knowing that you have the time to wake up and do those things versus feeling like you have no time to do anything.
Exactly.
So
I felt out of control. I just needed something in my control.
Exactly.
But I couldn't even get myself to buy the lemons. Like, that's how like detached I was from
everything else.
Being productive for myself or being good to myself. I was so focused on, I don't know, whatever the hell else I was focused on, but yeah. For me, the lemon water is a thing, but I forget. So my lemon water is waking up and having enough time to make coffee and drink a bunch of water before I start my day. But a thing that I've been telling everybody, I'm like a freaking preacher. Anyone that has anxiety, definitely take ashwagandha. It's like a natural plant or something, and they've turned it into like a pill. I just get them from Whole Foods, and because I'm an anxious person, I can definitely vouch that it works. It's working.
And I take one every morning. And even if I'm having like a stressful day, it's way lesser than it would be if I was like just running on adrenaline and stress.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, it's not that bad. I can figure it out. It kind of helps me like slow down my thoughts, I guess, and look at things a little clearer and be like, okay, I can do this or I can't do that or it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because before I was definitely so anxious, and that combined with coffee obviously is not a great combination.
Right.
So I was like, I have to figure out a way to get this to go away or at least calm down. And between that and like working out.
Yeah.
It's been.
Also, like your ashwagandha is like, I mean, I'm sure that specifically is helpful, but it's like the routine that you started.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So water, ashwagandha, then I'll try to wake up with 2 hours before I have to leave because I move slow in the mornings. I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. So I move so slow, okay? It takes me 30 minutes to get out of bed.
I could never. Are you serious?
Yes. I'm horrible, okay? So the only time I'm a morning person is if I'm traveling. So when I wake up on a day-to-day, like I have to have at least 2 hours. So wake up, alarm, I snooze at least twice. Then I actually wake up. I go brush my teeth. Then I go to the kitchen and I'm like, okay, water, ashwagandha. I have to make coffee. If I have time, I have to make coffee because I don't love buying coffee out all the time. I'd rather make my Cuban coffee at home and then just start my day after that.
Cuban coffee. I mean.
So that's like a must. 2 hours. And then I used to hate doing my makeup all the time, but now I'm like, okay, I'm a business owner. I'm showing my face to all these people. Yeah. Let me do my makeup a little bit, do my skincare. So between that and then if I'm wearing curly hair, takes that's like 10 minutes onto the routine. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to wear? So 2 hours every morning. And then I'm like, okay, let's go.
So what time do you leave the house typically for your work or for your life?
Some days it's like 8. Other days we start a little later, like 9:30.
Okay. 2 hours.
But
I could not imagine.
I'm up 2 hours before that.
That is insane.
Yeah. When I think about it, I'm like, damn. But I have to force myself to go to sleep a little early just so I can be up at that time. Otherwise, I would wake up with 30 minutes to spare and be a complete disaster.
Yeah. I mean, I go to work. I go to my office looking rough.
I mean, it's different when you work in an office, though. You know, I used to do the same thing.
I don't know, but I will tell you, it does. I feel better about myself And then it transfers over to my, content creator podcast because then I feel more confident filming content or
That's true.
stuff like that. So I go through phases, but 2 hours, no, I like
long.
sleep too much. Even though I'm in bed by 10, I'm not waking up 2 hours. I have to work at 7. I'm not waking up at 5. You know what? That's a lie. I'm literally getting up tomorrow at 5 to go on a run before I go
nice.
somewhere. Yeah. So
5. Is it going to be light at 5? No.
No, it'll be dark.
It'll still be dark. You run around here in the dark?
Yeah. But I'll have someone with me.
Okay. I'd be kind of scared. Even if like in safe areas, I don't know why I have like this paranoia like about the dark when you're outside.
No, it's incredibly frightening.
And it's like somebody behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know.
No, it's so scary.
It's like,
you gotta watch your back.
For real, have you seen the movie It Follows? It's like that feeling.
No.
Have you seen It Follows?
No.
It's so fucking good.
But I have been mugged at gunpoint.
It's basically like you're about to get mugged because you can't even see what's following you, but you just know.
No. It's like swimming in the pool and like you're so confident that a shark is coming, but like there's not a shark.
There's
in the pool,
literally
like,
nothing.
That feeling that you get, like
Exactly.
if someone's like shark, it's like
exactly.
you're in a pool and there's certainly not a shark. Like what is it? Right?
What the fuck's
or is
wrong
that just
with
me?
No, it's literally. I've thought about that too. Sometimes when I'm in the pool, it's like almost like when you're in the ocean. You know what? The worst time for that thought to come into your mind is when you're in the ocean. And I love swimming in the ocean, but sometimes I'm like, oh shit, like what if there's a shark and I don't even see it? And then I get paranoid and I get out.
Yeah. I remember one time in Miami, we were on a girls' trip and I was all the way out because I love to swim. I am a fish.
Me too.
I was all the way out in the ocean and it was starting to rain and like lightning a little bit. And I remember like there were 7 of us, I think. And my 6 girls were all like
just hanging out.
You could still see their boobs above, the water. They were still like jumping up to like get over the wave. And I was out there. And they were like, Paige, stop, come back. And I was like, it's fine. And then like I started to be like, wait, there's actually no one else out here though.
Other than you.
Like no other humans. All right, I'm going to get going. I always say like the water is not the human's place. Like I'm happy to be there. Thank you for having me. But like if a shark eats me, I was in their territory.
Exactly.
So it's like, don't be mad at the shark.
Exactly.
Like that would suck for me. But
it's scary to think about it. And there's this place is it Jupiter? In Jupiter, yeah.
What's Jupiter?
Jupiter, Florida.
Okay. Which
is so creepy because after watching American Horror Story that season.
Are you a scary movie person?
I love scary movies.
Scary.
After watching that, I'm like, Jupiter, Florida has to be so freaking creepy. But there's a business that does like shark diving, and you can either do it in the cage or like open. And supposedly the lemon sharks are not as bad, but I don't trust any of them.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's crazy to say because we're their food.
Exactly. And they don't know.
On a
they don't know.
platter.
Yeah.
Now, if the shark comes on the sand, then be mad at the shark. Because that's
you're
not where
getting
you belong.
in the water.
But I'm getting in their home. Right?
Yeah. It's true.
I'm not even like an animal activist or anything, but I'm just like, have some common sense, people.
Seriously.
And I would be the one.
I'm the same way. Last time I was in Miami, well, no, not last time, the time before that, we were swimming. My boyfriend does not know how to swim.
Okay.
But he's tall, so he's fine.
You know what? And I have a thing about short women with tall men. You'd be taking the valuable assets. Because you're short.
Yeah.
I'm 5'10".
What? You're 5'10"? I thought you were taller. You're so much. Well, compared to me, because I'm so freaking short. I'm only 5. I'm 5
how tall is your boyfriend?
6'3".
Oh
6'2".
no, I can't stand you.
Why?
Because it is so rude. Date someone your own size.
I have. It doesn't work.
Okay, honestly, doesn't his neck and back hurt from bending down?
Probably. He's like, babe, when we get married, you're going to have to wear like some really high heels.
Yeah,
I
feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too sometimes. I'm like, babe, come sit out so I can hug you instead of like bending over.
No,
but yeah.
I hate y'all.
Yeah, I'm really short. And so we were swimming and there's this kid drowning because his parents weren't paying attention.
Oh my God.
And we're like halfway in, like I'm like right here. Obviously he's not because he's taller.
Yeah.
But I see the kid like, like he's freaking drowning. And I'm like, where are his parents? And he's out there like further than we are, deeper than we are.
Oh my God.
By himself. So I had to like swim out, get the kid out, freaking almost drowned myself a little bit because a wave came.
And that's scary because when you help someone who's drowning, they panic and then
they drag you down. Exactly. So imagine.
Brave.
I was like, I hope nothing comes and eats me. Trying to save him. Oh my
God.
Yeah.
But you were a hero nonetheless.
Yes. I felt good. I was like, that was my good deed for the day, even though I wasn't planning on it, but I still did it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait. Why do you keep me losing my train of thought?
There's something in the room that cues
I think it's
both
the
of us.
Wine.
It might be the wine, honestly.
There's something in the room.
It's the wine.
It's the wine. I think it's the wine combined with the heat. Oh, this is what I was going to say. This is so invasive. But what bra are you wearing? Because it is so seamless under that
I
top.
know, right? Okay, so I'm obsessed.
Is it Skims?
No, it's not Skims. But if I hadn't worn pasties, you'd probably think because my nipples would be like, boop. So this is unpadded, but I'm wearing like pasties under. It's from Target.
No.
Yes. I freaking love this bra. My only complaint is that it's like the wired kind, and I don't love that.
Yeah.
But it's the most comfortable bra that I own from Target.
Because that shirt you have is like really nice also.
It's
I like
super
the shirt,
thin.
but it's thin, and so you need a seamless bra under there. And
exactly.
That's really nice.
I mean, my boobs are huge, so the fact that you can barely see this is great. Because I was like, I hope you can't.
That is good.
You can't tell.
Okay, I'm gonna need to know like which later. I mean,
I will look for it
at the moment, but I want
and send it to you.
Yeah, but my nipples get like that too.
That's my only thing. Like, I love it, but like today I was getting dressed to go, and I've been at it since this morning. And I was like, I'm gonna be near a client, and then some other guy I don't even know. I don't want my nipples poking out.
I know.
So I'm like,
there's a time and a place.
Yeah,
but they don't behave.
They don't behave.
Yeah. Okay. So I just bought cakes. Have you heard of cakes?
No, what is that?
So they're because do you have pasties on right now?
Yeah.
Or the paper?
I have it's like the
silicone?
Yeah, silicone.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are bigger. I'm just like over here. They're bigger.
Okay.
I don't know if they're silicone, but they're bigger. So it's like even if you were to wear that with no bra, you wouldn't see the line, I guess like dollar piece or 50 cents.
Yeah, like the actual outline.
They're more like the size of your actual breast, so they blend better. And I like them so far.
What are they called?
Cakes.
Yeah.
So I'll send you the link.
Yeah,
but
send it to me.
They've been really nice, and they're supposed to be made for like sweat, so you can wear them under swimsuits.
Wait a minute, I might be wearing them right now because these are big too. They're like pretty.
You might be wearing them.
Yeah, they're pretty freaking big.
Yeah.
Okay. I've worn them without a bra too, but I was just like, let me just wear my bra, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, sorry to get all on your business.
It's fine. Now I'm like curious, are these cakes or what are they?
Yeah. Okay. I need to know. I need a full report when we get off the podcast.
Yeah. And you send me your link too.
I will. Because I have gone to just now wearing bralettes.
Okay.
Because I just am so irritated by bras at this point. I don't even care.
Me too. Most days I don't wear one unless I'm working.
But that looks comfortable, and I just like the way that it looks under that shirt.
Yeah, it looks nice. Okay. I like it. This bra, I'm telling you, it's my favorite. I gotta get like 2-3 more different colors.
Yeah.
Because I really like it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's good support. It's not uncomfortable. So
yeah. A good success.
This has been your bra ad.
Yeah.
Your seamless bra ad.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Wow. Well, this was fun. We have time for a wine of the week.
Okay. My wine of the week it's long. It's long-winded. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So my wine of the week is business owners who think they know it all. And they really don't. Mm-hmm. And then they try to lie to your face like you don't know what's really going on.
We try to gaslight you.
Yes, try to gaslight you. And I'm just like so over it. Like I'm about to fire this client, honestly. But we're not going to say any names or details. But that's my wine of the week. Like business owners, if you hire somebody to do what they are meant to do, don't try to come in and think that you're slick and you know it all because...
So they're basically trying to, like, they're basically saying, like, hey, I'm an expert, do it this way. And you're like, you hired me. Is it that kind of vibe?
No, it's something else. How do I explain it without giving too much away? It's more like we were having an issue that has nothing to do with us, but them. And then they did something that was like a quick fix to help their business. That's not really going to help them and they don't realize it. And then we're like, hey, why'd you do this? It's like, I didn't do that. How do you know? And I'm like, because I've been doing this for 8 years. Hello? Do I look stupid? So that's my wine of the week.
So it's like bad business.
Yes. Bad business.
So if you're going to hire someone, do your research and trust that they.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good wine. You know what? So I had my photo shoot, my brand photo shoot, which I'm so excited about getting the photos, and I love how they came out. And so I'm waiting on the edits right now, and I'll probably have them by the time this episode comes out, by the way. But I'm actually like, I am the person who like, I want you to do your craft. Mm-hmm. And I keep telling the photographer, he sent me over some edits today, and he's lovely, and I know him, I guess through work, but personally. And I was like, just like less edits.
Okay.
Less edits. And I was like, I know that this is your work too, and I want it to be reflective of your work. I just really prefer more natural, you know? And so he's working with that, you know, but I was like, it's not you, it's me. And like, again, like I want it to be a balance of what you're happy to put out. And he's like, no, it's your photos. Like, I want you, you know, of course, like I want you to be the happiest, but I'm like, I trust you though. Give me some time to just like think about this, because I know you don't know me very well, but like, I just don't like very edited stuff. Like you can see on my Instagram, I'm pretty unfiltered. Like I don't really do a whole lot all the time. So it just even takes me a while to like, even my makeup artist, when she did my makeup, I'm like it's too much. I like natural, you know, and she did a great job. But like my first look was like, whew.
This is too much.
Whew.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? It's not actually. And it worked out so beautifully. And she did such an amazing job. But it's like, I have to trust that I hired the right person and that person knows what they're doing, you know?
Exactly. It's a big thing. Like when hiring professionals, like you have to, one, do your research so that when you do decide to go with somebody, you're not disappointed. And you also have to give them the time that whatever you're hiring them for needs to for you to see the quality of the work too. Yeah. Because that's another thing that we deal with all the time. Like we want results in a month. Like no. That's never gonna happen. Ever. Especially
in social media land.
Exactly. No matter who you hire, honestly. And people think, oh, if I pay more, I'm gonna get quicker results. But no. It's not how it works. But
and in social media, you wanna be authentic.
Exactly. There's a lot of people that like do the whole bots and the group comments, whatever the heck it's called. And I'm just like,
wait, what's group comments?
It's like, what is it called? A pod. It's like a pod, like a group chat with a bunch of people. And then you comment on each other's posts all the time, every time you post.
Real humans?
Real humans.
Okay.
But that's still not genuine, because the point of social media is you want to reach people that don't know you and that are genuinely interested. So if you're just commenting on each other's posts to boost each other, at the end of the day, if you get a sponsorship and you're trying to sell something, who's really going to buy if you're just getting
great
engagement from people that know you and are just trying to do the same thing? So that's something that clients don't realize sometimes that we deal with all the time. So
yeah. Okay, so there's kind of a fine line between like being supportive of your fellow friend or content creator on Instagram than like doing that group bot situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. And people complain about it all the time. They're like, oh, we hired this company and I don't know, they didn't even make me any sales. And I'm like, well, they're probably using like bots to boost your followers and your likes and your views, but nobody was really seeing your content and they don't realize that. And I'm just like, I know not everybody's going to know that information, but like, that's why it's so important to do your research, like you said. So yeah.
Okay, helpful information.
Yeah, just in case, keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay, so before we go, I was going to ask you this earlier, but can you give me like a do and a don't from the maybe marketing perspective? Obviously, maybe bots, but maybe another one.
Another one.
Like don't do the bots.
Okay.
Like a do and a don't, either from a digital creator, like individual or entrepreneur brand, or like from your side as the big dog.
Let's see. Okay, so a don't is don't hire just anybody to promote your business, because not everybody's going to be creating content that will make you as a business owner or personality look good. There's people that are promoting whose pages are like more sexual or more explicit. There's people that are, you know, only talking about food, only talking about travel. Like, you have to pick very carefully who you work with and not just say, hey, there's this girl, for example, there's this girl, she has 300K followers on Instagram. But if you were to look through her Instagram, you would know that the reason is because she has explicit content. So most of her audience is men. So if you're, you know, I don't know, an airline or a tour company, her promoting your business
audience.
Is not going to do anything, even if you pay her, and she gets a lot of views, because those people in her audience are there to watch her, not anything she's selling. Right. You know what I mean?
100%.
So a do would be work with people that are in your, you know, realm or industry. So for a restaurant, a food blogger, or a travel agency, someone that shows food and travel or new things to do. For a clothing brand, you know, somebody who talks about fashion or has a blog or does styling tips, things like that. You always have to align yourself with someone that's doing basically the same thing that you're doing, in a sense.
Okay.
So that's a do and a don't.
Yeah.
Another one would be, don't get too caught up in wanting to get somewhere too fast, because you learn from your mistakes if you slow down along the way, no matter what you're doing. It could be in marketing or in life. There's times that we deal with people that are like, I want to do this now. Or one of our favorite clients, we record with him all the time, but he wants to just push everything out right away. And it's like, no, there's a time to do XYZ. There's always a strategy behind everything that you do.
Yeah.
And if you want to run right away, then for the most part, you will run into more hiccups than if you slow down a little bit and look at the bigger picture.
I like that.
So
I think that's definitely something that I've been doing. Like, I think that, like, I can't take on more than I can take on because I will crash and burn mentally. So it's like, people are like, well, you have the same content, just post it on TikTok as well. And like, for me, like, TikTok is like, for some reason, like a beast that I just can't. It just doesn't seem, even though it does seem like me, because I feel like TikTok is very like funny and realistic, which I do think I might fit.
You are, yeah.
I just like can't do it for some reason. So, but like one day when it's right for me, or when I get some help, I'll do it. But so right now, I can't.
Are you wanting to like post all your content from Instagram on TikTok as well?
That's what people have said, because it's the same.
I will give you a very secret place that you can go to make your life easier. It's called repurpose.io.
Okay.
It will take your content from Instagram, for example, and then repost it on all of your other social media without you lifting a finger. You just got to set up the connection. So you go, for example, you want everything on your Instagram to end up on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. You just set up the connection to all of those. And every time you post on Instagram, it'll post on all those other platforms.
Really?
Yes.
Repurpose.io.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little secret place.
That's a huge tip. Okay, but do you think I should be posting every single thing on every single thing? Because then
you don't want it to be,
not me, I'm saying.
You don't want it to be exactly copy and paste, but if you do want to disperse all your content and be consistent until you can like diversify and divide it, then it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Starting point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, big tip. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like, why don't people share these things?
Because you got to pay money to know.
Yeah, for sure. But like, you know, even when you're like Googling, it's like, how do you?
It's like, so hard to like find resources because it's so saturated.
Made one email of everything I use, mic, Zoom, podcast, the tripod. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I couldn't find all this in one place. Here you go. This is what I used. Good luck. It's hard. Let me know if you have questions.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Good luck. Here's this one step for you. You know?
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm on it.
You guys check it out. And it's like not super pricey either. So it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Adding one more bill to the
list.
To the list. Okay, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
This was so fun. Where can we find you on Instagram or your other socials?
So
website?
For business stuff, Coffee Socials. We're Coffee Socials on Instagram. You'll see all our shenanigans on our stories and whenever we post on the feed, like behind the scenes stuff or any accomplishments, which we need to get better at doing, posting more. On my personal is Stefazinho. And I think I gave you the link for
what is it?
Stefazinho.
Okay.
So it's like Portuguese. Zinho is like little. So like, for example, little cafezinho.
Cafecito.
No, cafecito is Spanish.
Oh.
Stefazinho is in Portuguese. Like Zinho is Portuguese.
Okay.
It's a Portuguese word, like Brazilian word.
Okay.
So that's my name on Instagram.
Yeah, and I'll put it in the...
And that's where you'll find me. I ramble from time to time about whatever I have going on and just post. I don't post on my feed as much, but I'm trying to get better at that.
At your stories, though, I feel like after that event, I mean, I guess I just started following you after that event, but I remember seeing a story you posted saying, like, I don't really post on my stories, but I'm going, or like, your self-facing videos.
Yeah,
like talking to your stories.
Yeah.
And you have been since, and I love it.
I have been?
I think so.
I think I've been doing better.
Well, again, I didn't follow you before then, so I don't know what it was before, but
before I just like repost funny stuff, like so memes or whatever, like a Capricorn meme or something like that. So yeah, I'm trying.
That's all we can do is try.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
Whiners, love you, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.